Hey guys, I know I haven't posted in a while. I've actually just started a podcast. You want to check it out? It's called Start World Government, available on all places you get podcasts. And but I just recently thought of it. I've been brainstorming, and I get a lot of comments about freedom and how what I'm proposing is taking freedom away. And everyone says, "Well, I would rather die than do that because I like my freedom." And I just really came to an interesting point in what really is freedom, and is the society we live in actually freedom? Like, do we know what freedom is, and do we actually have it? And I think we may know what freedom is, but I think we get confused. There's freedom to make your own decisions, freedom to live your own life. But then again, there are always restrictions. And especially in if you're gonna live in a state or with a government, out of the state of nature. And I think shouldn't shouldn't I have the security? Also put this question: security over freedom. A lot of people then say, I'd rather have freedom than security, but that's very difficult, because without security, it's very hard to have freedom. And what really is freedom? Because it's actually, if you ask most psychologists, this concept of freedom to them is entirely false. And making your own destiny, making your own choices, they say life actually isn't that way. Life is not freedom, because there are certain things placed on us, especially in this world, where we're born, who our family is, what we identify as, what we are, all place limits on us. And so we might want to become something, but we will never become it, because we cannot, especially for people born in low income. Or you want to be a scientist, and let's say you live in Gaza right now. How are you going to become a scientist if you're in a war zone with no proper education and not really a way to leave? It's People don't understand this concept of freedom. It's entirely false if you think about it. Like, yes, there's certain aspects of freedom that we have. Like, we can make our own choices, but our choices are also not entirely our own. Is it shaped by how we're raised, what we're taught, who we interact with? It's not just us, it's everything around us. Like, when you make a decision, it's not just your decision, it's a decision that has come from your mind and the way you've been educated, all that stuff. And I think it's a really important thing to talk about. I think people don't talk about it, and it's why we need to, especially if we're going to be talking, especially if you're going to be bringing this point of freedom up to me. Like, I would rather have freedom, but you don't really know what freedom is. And especially, I see a lot, two people go, well, you're proposing a surveillance state. And yes, I am. And I don't want that. I like my freedom. And especially, I think this is mostly Americans. And I think what people hate it when I say this, but I say, between America and China, at least China's honest. Because America, we all know this, they do the exact same things in secret, hidden, and while doing that, they go after China and say how horrible they are. Like Edward Snowden, wiretap, all this stuff, especially all these conspiracy theories and about iPhones listening to you and all that stuff. Or, even the case with the Alexa sending a private talk to someone else. I think it's just, like, what do you really, like, it's like you have to think about it in a sense. Like, do we have this freedom? Do we not live in a surveillance state? Like, in this world, the whole idea, and especially in governments, It's that in this world, most things, it's kind of like 1984 in a sense, is things are kept secret. At least in 1984 though, you knew they were watching you and you knew to be afraid. But in this reality, we have no idea. So many people have things over their cameras because they're afraid someone's watching them. And they have so many conspiracy theories that may be true. And there's been so many conspiracy theories that have been proven as fact. And so many whistleblowers and things coming out about government programs, like with the CIA or certain military divisions, especially influencing other states or influencing people, especially the media. The reason why the media is so important in any state and why a lot of states restrict media from foreign countries is because when you control the media, you control the people. Because the media covers all this sorts of information and then is then conveyed to the people. And it's why I think why TikTok is getting so much heat. Because here we can say our truths and speak them, while in the media they cannot. Journalists have been fired, banned, blacklisted because they spoke the truth and they paid for it with their job. And at least in this way, we can speak the truth so no one can come after us. And they hate it. And they're scared. They're scared that people will come to the truth. And I think it's something we really need to rise up against. And that's why I promote something like this. Like, do I think we will have a world government? No, I'm not an optimistic person. I don't expect anything. Like, I know this quote's been said so many times, but if you don't expect to have hope, then you can't be disappointed. And that's kind of been my life. And especially watching all these, I really like sci-fi and everything. And especially, I like alternate history as well, because I think it also proves we think this world's meant for us. But if multiverse exists, it exists because there's so many decisions that affect us, or even things that we can't control. Like, imagine one thing, you cross the road in the other multiverse and you get hit by a car and you're dead. So you're dead in that one, but you're alive here. That's just because it got easy. And I think it's sometimes the little things we do each day and the little things that can happen really determine our lives. Like, there's so many. I think I heard something like, if you make it to 50, you're one of the luckiest people in the world because you survived when there's so many things that you could have died from. And I think it's that too. We've been raised in, especially in America, if you're an American, the American dream, freedom to make your own decisions, your life is yours. And I think we need to stop teaching because it isn't true. And it's especially why when I propose my ideas, I say, and especially in a lot of states, they don't say what they're doing. We have no idea what's happening. They just say, trust us. We are your government. Trust us and believe us. Trust that we're doing what's right for you, but we cannot tell you because it's classified in state security. And it's why the government I proposed is for the people and actually made by the people, especially with augmented democracy. And I think it would make, there is no secrets. Everyone knows everything. And I think it's super important that we're not keeping lies, we're telling the truth, and we're telling what we've done, how it's happened, and I think also history too. Especially in Canada, if you don't know this, we focus on American history instead of Canadian because we don't want to focus on our wrongdoings. And I think we should. I think we need history to be said, to not repeat it, and to just tell the truth so people don't have these conspiracy theories like this.